conservatively liberal.
This isn't you.
Probably depends on how much Nicorette he's chewed.
Yeah, I know.
From Fox News, the immensely entertaining Tucker Carlson is on the line.
Tucker Carlson on the phone. Did your 8 o'clock get preempted by something?
Oh, yes, it did. Were you watching Fox News, Bubba?
Oh, I got Fox News on right now, as a matter of fact, because I knew that you were going to be on at 8 o'clock, and I wanted to mark out to you and tell you how special you did.
Well, it was indeed preempted by the former president's return from North Korea.
Yeah, the president can go to North Korea and get that crazy Kim Jong-il to mark out, take a photo op, and get his bitches back on the plane.
Yeah, I mean, if that's actually what happened,
there's probably only one former president that's got that kind of swagger, my friend, and it would probably be at this juncture Bill Clinton.
I would say that's likely true.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, you can say what you want about the guy, but he's got swagger. He knows how to work.
Yeah, I mean, I'm totally for that. I'm for bringing Americans home. I mean, with Clinton, it's always more complicated than you think it is.
You don't want to.
I'm still impressed.
Let's be honest with each other, regardless of your political affiliation or belief in or mine. You can't send Jimmy Carter because he's a pussy.
Well, he's also so annoying and sanctimonious.
And you can't send, George W. Bush because he just got the hell out of the fire, and he's still hated across the world. So
yes, he is. That's true.
I think that's all that's left, right?
HW.
Oh, yeah.
HW might do a good job.
He's a pretty smart guy.
You know what? To be honest with you, I think you could send HW. I think that you could send HW and tell him. And when he goes over there, Brent, he postures to the leader that he thinks is the son. I think the son's a buffoon.
I might have screwed it up. Hey, what's up, Kim Jong-il? You're kind of a short little goop there. Let's see if we can get something done.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Clinton probably's like, oh, wait, let me tell you something, Kim Jong. You're looking good, buddy. How you doing, kid?
Let's get some hot eggs and some weed.
Go away. Hey, Kim Jong, what's going on, man? You're looking good, kid. What's going on?
What's it going to take to get those hot Asians on the plane with me back to America?
Hey, Kim Jong, I know my wife's been a little bitchy to you. She's been bitchy to me, too. That's why I'm over here seeing you.
Let me get my finance manager on the phone.
They just called her a school marm. Did you see this? The North Korean news agency releases statement saying that she's ugly.
No, Bill, what'd you say? Get your who on the phone?
I said, just let me get my finance manager on the phone. Let's see what we can do to get these Asian girls back to the U.S. today. Very grateful Asian girls, mind you. Very, very grateful.
God, Bill, you know what? You didn't appreciate Bill Clinton until after he was gone and the buffoonery that happened after him. Not that he didn't attribute to a lot of our problems today, but, man, at least Bill was cool about it. I did not have inappropriate sex with that girl. We had his little thumb up and stuff. Now you interviewed Bill many a times. What was he like one-on-one, Tucker?
He was actually pretty entertaining. I mean, really? I've run into Clinton a couple times since he left office and had lunch with him once. And he's the kind of guy who instantly senses what sort of person you are and panders to you,
right?
In a very effective way. So, like, the second I ran into him, it was at something, and wound up saying the first thing he said to me was he started telling me a sex joke.
Oh, wait, you're about the two bitches.
No, literally. It was about, he was telling me about Jennifer Flowers. And then he went into this long Jewish joke. I'm just making that up.
I knew immediately that Tucker was a weirdo and a racist.
He painted right to it.
I mean, it wasn't a bad. I mean, it was, but he literally told me a Jewish joke. I mean, I don't think Bill Clinton's an anti-Semite. I'm certainly not.
Hey, Bill.
But yeah, that's what he did.
Hey, talk to you about the two Yentas who are down there on Central Park. Oh, wait. Hey, when Baba Booey, Gary Delabate met Bill, Bill said, "Oh wait, you tell Howard I listened to him and he's a rascal."
He said that?
Yeah.
He told Baba Booey to tell him, "I've listened to Howard a few times. He's a rascal."
Yeah, Gary was at his office in New York.
Perfect.
Gary was at his office in New York with Paul Begala. And he said, you're standing in this room, and then all of a sudden, like, Bill Clinton, like, materializes. Yeah. And they tell you just stand there, and he'll come to you.
Right.
If they come over, he said he came right over to him and talked to him.
Go away.
Oh, wait, tell Howard I said hello.
Go away. I don't know where we get the ooh-wee, man, but we always put an ooh-wee in there with Bill Clinton. Now, I got to say, man, if there's one living president that I could, meet and hang out with and probably have a decent conversation, it's got to be Bill Clinton.
Of course.
I mean, I wouldn't have anything.
Yeah.
I mean, unless I wanted to be the smarter of the two people in the room, and then I would want to get George W. because I might have a chance to have maybe a little bit more savvy than him. A chance.
Yeah, you could probably overwhelm him.
Yeah, exactly. Have you met Jimmy Carter before?
I have indeed met Jimmy Carter.
What's he like? A pussy? Is he a pussy? He looks like a pussy.
Jimmy Carter has always struck me as a nasty guy. Just nasty. Like, Jimmy Carter thinks that he's a better person than you. You know who hates Jimmy Carter passionately?
Who?
The Clinton people.
They should.
Oh, yeah.
Jimmy Carter.
They should. He's over there trying to make policy and still acting like he's got power.
That's exactly right. You remember that. Very few people remember that.
Oh, yeah.
He was like, they had this crisis in Haiti, and Jimmy Carter was off, in Port-au-Prince trying to make his own diplomacy.
Right.
And just complicating the hell out of their lives. And then he was all self-righteous about it. That's Jimmy Carter's problem. He's very self-righteous.
Well, I got to
think,
He's a
better person than you.
I would say that George W. Bush probably loves Jimmy Carter because that's the only guy that can give him a run for his money as being almost as bad as him.
Yeah, I mean, Jimmy Carter, well, I don't know. I think Jimmy Carter, there never has been a worse president than Jimmy Carter.
Oh, well, Woodrow Wilson was a lot worse.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, yeah, Woodrow Wilson, that's a good point.
And
I mean, Woodrow Wilson got us into an enormous, pointless war.
Yes.
Sounds familiar.
So that's always kind of the...
Hey, Spice.
I hate that.
Spice makes an interesting point. Sounds familiar, doesn't it?
and I could make a case, a bit of a case for Lyndon B. Johnson as well, not being that great.
Lyndon Johnson was pretty awful, and probably pretty evil, too, actually.
I agree with both.
How about remember when the White House released some of the archives, and all he was worried about is getting an extra half-inch in the crotch because it cuts his nuts?
What, you listen to those?
Oh,
God. With his tailor?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So, man, what do you think about, before you editorialize, answer this, and get all user-friendly, do you believe that the president was actually born in Hawaii or Kenya? I don't. I could care less. It sounds like he was born in Hawaii, but I don't care if he was born in Kenya. Yes, I realize it's unconstitutional for a foreign-born person to become president, but I don't really care. I mean, it's not, it's not your decision where you're born. It's not your decision what religion your parents are. I mean, none of that matters. What I judge people on the choices they make, because I think that's what America's about, and I'm not interested. And I think it's a little bit weird that, at a time when Obama really is destroying the country, I really think that, with spending, that people are focusing on where he was born. I mean, what a waste of time. I mean, don't you think right now that the right or whomever is, kept this droning on and on? There are so many softballs that he's throwing them right now, and so many different stances they can have against what he's doing, stimulus, bailout, what have not, that they're just really looking like a bunch of little bitches.
It's a distraction.
Yeah,
it's all it is.
But I also think that the number of people who are actually interested in this is very small, and I think the left, in an effort to distract attention away from the mess Obama is making of the country, are focusing on the birthers. So, like, CNN and MSNBC, both left-wing news channels, are, spending all their time talking about the birthers. Like, I don't know a single person who's a birther, and I know a lot of right-wingers.
I've got my emails full of them. I'll forward them to you. You can talk to these people instead of me.
Don't you think... there's, people with access to email, whatever. But, I don't know a normal person who cares.
But, Tucker, let me ask you a question.
He's right, though. It's a distraction to keep people from focusing on the trillions of dollars he's putting us in the hole.
True.
Like in 2004, the indecency hearings were to distract from talking about the Iraq War.
Tucker, let me ask you a question, man. When is the Republicans going to prop up that guy? Whether it's not going to be a Newt Gingrich, but a guy that makes sense, that will be on every news channel when Obama makes a wrong turn, he's there to pound the chest and to say this is wrong, this guy's a crook, he's doing this, and this. When's the right going to deliver that guy? Because they don't have one right now. They're all over the road.
No, they're so disorganized right now. It's almost.
It's Huckabee. Brent, I've not heard from Huckabee. I've not heard from Mitt Romney. The players.
Well, I think Romney is planning to be that guy. That's my.
Well, he needs to step up now because there's a lot of good material that he could be looking very sensible on. And the bottom line is, you got to get in that thing now, Brent. You got to make those impressions. The guy has all this time to sway people why they didn't vote for him in the primary. He has 3 years to basically polish his image. And what better to do it than just being on people's TV every day, giving them, a different alternative to what the president's doing.
Well, I think that's certainly potentially right. I think their attitude is you don't want to overexpose yourself before the primary.
But I've not seen him. I've not seen him on one time. You could pick and choose the big juggernauts like Fox and CNN. You could go on just the big boys once every couple weeks, and he's virtually been invisible since the primary.
You know where Romney?
I tend to agree with that.
You know where Romney, Tucker, is the right guy to do this, because look at what he did in Massachusetts with that
financially.